Hey, that's not bad. We're playing my favorite games of all time. This is episode number 1. And, we're going to be playing, Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2. Hey, it looks like it brought up. Okay, I thought I was going to have some issues there. I got this HDMI converter for the PlayStation 2. Makes it look a little sharper. The text looks pretty good. But sometimes, kind of everything else, I'm just kind of on the fence if I like it or not. It makes some things look pretty jagged. I remember when I was a kid, me and my buddies were playing this. And also the first Battlefront game. And we were supposed to be like going to sleep, and it was like we were legit going to bed. We were playing this. And my friends were like, leave this on, we want to listen to the music. Of course, he's like 7 years old, he wouldn't sound like that. Like, we were hardcore Star Wars fans when we were kids. We wanted to go to bed, go to sleep, listening to Star Wars music. I had to start this. I played this just the other night, just a little bit, just to get re-familiar with it. This is like the first time coming back to it in a long time. Other than that, it's like I want to do a Galactic Conquest or maybe the campaign, but I usually just jump into instant action. Yeah, let's go to Kashyyyk. That Kashyyyk map's pretty iconic. Do straight up Conquest. Remove that. There we go. Perfection. Well, of course, that map's actually legit good. It's actually good for both game modes. Conquest, 2 flag. Capture the flag is fun on this map. Again, we'll go Clone Wars. It doesn't make a difference. Actually, this is the game mode that's actually pretty crazy on this map. But we'll just do a natural conquest. Civil War. I don't know if I want to do any space missions. I mean, they're okay. They also kind of drag on. But we got Kashyyyk. Oh, I know what we're gonna do next. Something. You know it. Heroes versus villains. It's pretty great. And we'll do that hunt mode on here. But that's what we'll do. I'm drinking a Long Island iced tea cocktail, 16-ounce can. Apparently 8% alcohol by volume. It tastes pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, it's premium. Premium Long Island iced tea cocktail. Republic. Oh, I don't like being up here. Oh, jeez. Where am I? How do I get down? Like, seriously. I think you just jump. Or you go down this way. This is fucked. And I'm playing on hard. Yeah, there's 2 difficulties to pick. It's really weird how actually this game selects difficulties. It selects the difficulty by right as you make your first initial save. Like as soon as you turn the game on for the first time without a save, you create a save, and then it asks for difficulty. And then it brings you into the menus and all that stuff, and you play the game. And then you could do that. You could set it to hard, and then like start playing with people, or just playing, and you're just like wondering why you get your ass beat 95% of the time. And you realize when you first turn on the game with that save, you put on hard for some reason, because you've been playing this game for years and you thought you could just play it on hard. And there might be an option in the settings to set it back down to easy, but you never. I haven't checked it out yet. Yeah, see, we're getting our asses kicked right here. It's mostly because of those tanks, for sure. But, I mean, this isn't supposed to be an easy fight. We're on the defending side, and it doesn't play symmetrically. It plays kind of the way you think the movie would have went, which was everybody should be getting their ass kicked. After that. Oh, come on. That guy's like dead. Got him, nice. So yeah, this is super fucked. Like, I haven't even been able to really do much. Yeah, one rocket takes a quarter of their health. And I'm out of rockets. There's like a ammo droid I could sit next to.
Our reinforcements are being depleted.
Yeah. Oh shit. I don't even know what to do. I don't know what I can do. Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. I mean, I know I've done this before, but for the most part, this is pretty hard. I could sit in the back, but you can't be the last one alive. If there's less than 2 of you, you automatically lose. So if you're sitting in the back corner, shooting them as their wick coming, but the other guy you're with dies, then you just lose anyway. Like we could spend our entire time just trying to take down their tanks, and then we get mowed down. Oh, that'll be Yoda? I mean, yeah. About to die anyway. I mean, if I could have been Yoda off the bat, probably could have saved this, but because he's actually effective at taking down the tanks. See, I totally made the mistake of just selecting the hard option because I could, because I thought I know how to play video games, and I've played this game like for dozens and hundreds of hours. I'll just know what to do and win every time. But no, this game kicks you in the ass pretty easily if it wants to, because most of your AI buddies are mostly useless a lot of the time. But you see that the health bar for the heroes is actually the lightsaber, and as long as you're making kills, you'll be able to regenerate that bar. So taking down the tanks is actually pretty good for my lifespan, because it will go down regardless if I'm taking damage. If I'm not doing anything, it's going to go down. I need to keep making kills to pretty much stay alive as a hero. In this case, Yoda.
The command post is now under hostile control.
So this is pretty good last stand. Definitely still gonna lose, but like if I could have been Yoda a little bit earlier, if the game deemed me worthy enough, based on how many kills I get and what I do. I mean, we do have the Wookiees, and they don't go against our count, so they're probably keeping us alive right now as well. So yeah, the Wookiees are definitely keeping us alive here. Down to 3 guys. 60. So we took down 20 or so of them in the last few of our lives. And the Wookiees definitely help out. But Yoda's not going to last much longer like this. See, look, their tanks just spawn in on the beach. And Yoda's dead.
Rest I must.
Rest I must. I mean, the campaign for these games is actually pretty good because it takes you through all these missions kind of chronologically. And it kind of sets up the scenario a little bit better than maybe just the plain Jane missions. See, yeah, the tanks really make this super unfair. It wouldn't even have been such a bad mission otherwise. If the tanks weren't there, it would be pretty much perfectly even. You know, give them 1 or 2 tanks, just have them come. I don't know how much better I really could have done. I mean, even I died more times than the rest of the guys on the team, so I guess maybe that's my fault. But like, look at all these guys with negative kills. They're just chucking grenades and killing their own guys. Dying 7 times. I mean, these are all computers, so it doesn't matter, but the numbers still make a difference. If you just look on their side, even if they're their base units, guys on the bottom tier, the bottom end, it's completely night and day of who is more effective than each other. But that's the cool thing I like about this game, is it actually shows you stats and stuff. And this is kind of what you need to keep saves for. This whole, because I remember my old saves maybe back in the day would have had quite a bit of numbers here in this career medals. What the really ones that are important were the frenzy. That's the number I always try to get higher and higher. Get 12 kills in a row without dying, and then you do that, you get an extra better rifle. I'll try to do that sometime tonight. You just got to get 12 kills without dying, and then switch weapons back to your assault rifle, and then you'll have basically like a 3-shot burst that'll kill in 1 or 2 shots. If you can generally survive that long to be able to use it, it makes a pretty good difference in your damage output. And I think there's other ones for all those medals. They'll give you something for achieving the medals in this particular life without dying. This is definitely one of the better maps. It's fairly symmetrical, and it's pretty iconic to this particular game. I feel like when I ever think about Battlefront and a good match, I actually think about this map more often than not. Because it's got a good arena area in the middle, and it's got lanes on each side. So it's, you know, it's a pretty standard like 3-lane map. And then you can just play soldier. That's what I really like these games the most, is when you can have just kind of enemies in front of you that you can try to mow down. Like in the first game, up in Cloud City, there's these really long, narrow hallways, and you'll have 10 guys on each side shooting back and forth. And it's a pretty fun time. Oh, but this is a game of capture the flag, right? Oh, really? They scored a point already? Hey, come back here. Dang. Alright, this is maybe not the best map for capture the flag, because these guys are just running in there and stealing our shit. Because, yeah, these guys just come right in. Well, we somehow scored a flag, too. I thought, oh yeah, you're coming back with one. Nice. At least the... Oh, I'm rolling into that grenade. Where'd that grenade go? Must have blew up behind me. Darth Maul? Why Darth Maul? If you're gonna be the bad guy on this map, why wouldn't you be Anakin Skywalker? And you'd be on the... It really doesn't make any sense. Would you play as Anakin Skywalker is a villain, technically, in this game, at least when you look in the Heroes vs. Villains game type. Anakin Skywalker is in the villains category. Because you play as Anakin Skywalker during this mission in the campaign as pretty much as Darth Vader, just before he gets the suit. And so... But see, I'm fighting against the Republic, which doesn't make sense either, because Anakin would have been here with the Republic. And the Republic are supposed to be the good guys. See, the whole... So instead of that, they put Darth Maul on the CIS. And Mace Windu's on the good guy side for this. I'm only allowed to jump once while I have the flag. See, in both cases so far, we've seen how easier this game got when I got the hero. Which, playing this game online would be pretty interesting, how they choose. Like, whoever's pretty much who's performing best at the moment gets to be the hero. Oh geez, that guy wiped me out. This is pretty easy once you get the Darth Maul. Darth Maul is one of the more stronger characters because he's just got He's better than most guys with the lightsaber as the hero, because he, like, the way he just spins these lightsabers around, he just deals damage in a 360-degree area. And you just run at a field of dudes like this, and you just wipe them all out. There, I'm happy I'm not Darth Maul anymore, because it's just so easy. It's kind of cheap, even on this difficulty. It's super cheap and easy. I enjoy this game most, just playing as a soldier, just being able to shoot a bunch of dudes all at once. I think it's 7 flags. Of all the commentators, the CIS is kind of the most entertaining, because it's just a robot dude. Because whenever he says the Republic meat bags, it's pretty good. And we won. See, depending on the game type and the team you're on, really, the CIS are pretty overpowered. I mean, if you want to win, just play as a CIS against computer spots on console. Because Super Battle Droids with the wrist rockets, it's pretty effective. I do feel this game does have some balancing issues, but I don't really know, because you'd have to play this game online with just people and see how the balancing really works, because the computers are going to be a little biased based on the classes. Yeah, I'm like 3/4 way done with this drink already. Rebels is the most fun. You want to pick... Alright, seriously, there's no pilot? Because pilots can repair the... See, I get to fly around. Whoop. Oh yeah, this is super fucked up. Oh, I remember. Yeah, you gotta... I forgot to let a guy get in with me. So I'm just gonna strafe the bad guys on the ground. Is that Steve Blum? I'm pretty sure it's Steve Bloom. Is it Steve Bloom or Steve Blum? I think I've heard him say it as Steve Bloom, so my whole life had to be rearranged when I heard him say his own name the way he wants it pronounced. And I felt like I was being pretty disrespected with the way I wanted to pronounce his name. Blum, because Blum's a pretty good name. Bloom is like, you know how to read and write the word Bloom, and then his name doesn't sound like either, and then oh, it's totally this other word. I mean, you can talk about like the quality of like whatever the new Battlefront game is, but like it's got to be like it must be better than this, right? I mean, this is a bunch of characters running over an open field with some really slow ass walkers way over there that walk all the way over here to shoot this thing, and then they get in your crap over here with a couple tunnels in between. Like, everything from map design to this gameplay format, everything's got to be a little better. But those games get such a bad rap. I haven't played them yet, though. But I imagine they play, like, you know, modern Battlefield games. Yeah, Battlefield. I should actually be, like, in these tunnel areas. I shouldn't be out in the middle open, in the open like this. The open area is really for the vehicles. Because there's a enemy outpost, like, right up ahead here. And then they'll go through the tunnels that pretty much go underneath the map that interconnect to each other, and that's where most of the fighting happens. Like, if I could capture this, it'd be pretty good for my guys, buddies in the tunnels, but it's such a hard thing to defend and stop from getting just attacked all over again. Like, I'm certain there's tunnels that go from between them, right? Maybe not. I mean, these trenches actually work out pretty well. Oh, oh, jeez. Oh gosh. Off-dish turret. These things are absolute dog shit.
Working on the turret. Finished.
Actually, these are pretty effective on the AT-ATs. Listen to that haptic feedback. Actually, this isn't bad. Oh, I think I'm dead. I wonder if they make like modern PlayStation 2 controllers that like feel like a PlayStation 4 controller. Just something that plugs in, works. Because that's like the one thing I really noticed going back to older games, especially shooters, that the controls don't hold up as well. Mostly because of the controller. It's like you could take most of these old games, these old shooters, plug them into keyboard and mouse, and they probably play pretty good. You know, other than graphics and general game design. But it's a lot of times it's the controller that really holds it back. Because PlayStation 2 is actually, like, going back to these old controllers is pretty hard playing this shit. Is there a bad guy in this turret? Why? Why did you do that to yourself? Nah, he's dead. We're not losing this by a bad margin. Pilot Luke, yeah.
Luke Skywalker reporting for duty.
There should be tunnels. I know there's tunnels that go in between the bases. Because that's where a lot of the fighting happens. Maybe that's in the missions, though. That's the thing. Oh, that's right. This map, like, totally changes between the multiplayer matches and the game missions. But no, the tunnel I was thinking about. Yeah, that's right. This map changes. There's a different map you play on during the campaign. I just gotta run out here and just smoke these fools. Being smart enough now that I'm adult, just knowing that I hit the block button actually helps me out a lot. Actually makes these single lightsaber heroes a lot more feasible. Because not blocking would get you really killed fast. There, we're getting smoked a little bit in the early bit of this match, but now I'm pretty much tying it up again. See, look, that tunnel's busted up. In the campaign, there's a tunnel that goes through it, and I don't know why they changed that, because that like makes the whole that tunnel goes between these two maps, the two outposts, makes the whole thing work. And there's no advantage to having our guys spawn out of here for no reason, because they walk out the front door and generally get smoked. The only good thing about it is that it keeps the bad guys from starting here, and they have to start further back. But there's no advantage to actually capturing this outpost. But I don't know, I haven't played this game in years, so I'm just remembering stuff off the top of my head. And I'm gonna die soon if I don't like get a kill, and I'm gonna get hit by these by the AT-ATs. See how the health just kind of slowly goes down all by itself?
Come on, I was just getting started.
They should really get rid of that for single player. Only enable that for multiplayer, that way you can't be stuck on the hero when you're playing against real people and you're sitting in the corner not doing nothing. Makes sense. Oh jeez. Isn't there a crouch? I know you can go on the... Yeah. Okay, if I tap it without moving. Or it's the shoot at, I don't really know what I can do here. Hopefully my guys here can actually tip one of these over.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna win this match though. This guy's going down. I mean, it's pretty cool that they actually fall down after you get tangled up. But as good as this game is, it is a little bit boring with bots. I would say, as far as like map design and the way the game works and plays, that the first game is a little more consistent, and I do like that first game a lot because I can just drop in any map and the game plays pretty well. Sometimes it's kind of boring like this. You're just one dude and you're trying to figure out what you could even do. A lot of times I just hit no for being the hero, because most of the heroes aren't that fun to play. Like, I like being a soldier. I like shooting. I like having dudes to shoot. But on this current difficulty, I get smoked pretty fast. And I go from getting my ass kicked to being able to be the hero and then kicking everybody else's ass. So I would say this game, if you're playing this game single player, just you, maybe your buddies, don't play on hard, quote unquote, difficulty. Because I feel like it just makes it kind of more of a hassle. And you have to try to be the hero all the time and make the game as easy as possible just to win, and it kind of diminishes your fun factor. Oh, that was that was my bad. That was actually a pretty good shot. I wonder how long I'm going to survive. Actually, the only guys left are people in the vehicle. The vehicles here. It's actually a pretty close match. Yeah, the last 3 bad guys are totally in that AT-AT. If I could hit the neck area, I'd be doing more damage. Actually, make it take more damage depending on where you hit it, because it seems like I'm hitting on the forehead there and it's not doing a whole lot. But before you saw it, I was doing a lot more damage just by hitting it on the neck area. There must be one guy left somewhere around here. Probably by number 3. Yeah, because there's a guy shooting over there. When they flash white, that means they're shooting. Yeah, he's out there. He's gonna get smoked. Oh, now he's in the turret. Might actually kill me here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he was in that turret this whole time. That's why he's not dead. He's not, like, killing a bunch of people. Actually, he might totally be killing a lot of people. He's gotta move. He's shooting at me, so if he's shooting at me, he can't be hitting my buddies.
It. Turret, take it out. Stay with me. Hit the dirt. Roger that.
If he kills me, I'm gonna be mad. He should get out. Yep, blew up. I win. There's no countdown or nothing. I played villains the other night. The villains they kind of got a lackluster. There's really no good villains. I mean, there is, but they're all kind of samey. General Grievous and Darth Maul are kind of overpowered because they just got stupid amount of lightsabers flying around them when they hit the attack button. Heroes are fun because I like playing as Chewbacca. Oh, this is for heroes too? Lightsaber, guy with gun, lightsaber, lightsaber, girl with gun, guy with lightsaber, Yoda. But Chewbacca's fun because he's got guided rockets, just for the dumbest reasons. But this thing's actually, I spend a lot of time playing as Chewbacca on this map in this game type, just to do this specific thing, shoot the guided rockets around. Because it's fun. I hear you ask. What is this song? Can someone tell me what this song is? Like, nothing's better than flying this rocket around and listening to this song. I mean, when I was a kid, I never really thought about it. But, like, now that I'm an adult and I've heard music from what I know is to be most of Star Wars, I have no idea where the song came from.
I suppose diplomacy.
Oh, I mean, I can slow down my rocket. I forget I can do that. I mean, I dig the sound of the song. I kind of like it's like whatever, like a beat's got going on, and that weird sound effect. But like, I have no idea where it's from. Also, this timed bomb is really dumb. You're just supposed to hope that someone's gonna be there 5 seconds after you throw it. Like, if I can just get him to sit still for like 2 seconds. I like how that work. It works out.
I'd kill you just
And it took me until the other night when I was playing this exact game mode, and I realized that none of the voices are even clips from the movies. They're all different people trying to do their best Star Wars character impersonations. And I never really figured that out as a kid for some reason. To me, kind of sound like they just got the actual actors and just did voices, like maybe 1 or 2 lines or something. But then I realized, or I thought they were like from the game, from the movies. They're not even clips from the movies. They're just completely original recordings of people trying to sound like characters from Star Wars. And now that I know what all these characters sound like, it's completely disorienting. Man, I was playing this the other night, and I thought the bad guys had a bad selection of characters to play as. And the good guys are actually worse. Because the good guys have General Grievous and Darth Maul, and they're fun because they're different. I kind of found that Anakin Skywalker is pretty powerful because he can force choke, and so if you ever get a one-on-one, you just choke them, and then they slowly lose health as they just float there in the air, and you walk up them, and then you just mash attack, and you just cut them in pieces. These other characters, not quite so much. There's saber throw, force push, force pull, force push, saber throw, force push. Like, they're all the same. The people with guns are more or less useless. There's only 3 people with guns. Rally, defense, increase, det pack, time bomb, and det pack. Okay, det pack is actually remote explosive. You can do it on your timing, whatever you want. Like, this thing is completely useless. Like, the time it takes for me to line up a shot and get a kill on somebody, if I can even hit them. Like, did that even do damage on that guy? Was he already dead? Was I just aiming at a dead guy for no reason? Like, the area effect is super low for how hard this thing is to aim. Like, you gotta hit him. And I'm out of ammo, you know? I gotta go over here and stand... Where would I stand? Because I know what I was set out. If I would have played as Chewie back in the day, I would have, like, have him sit next to a... But actually, Chewie's gun might actually be pretty good. I would have him sit next to a, you know, an ammunition droid. But, like, as much as you can shoot, the AI is actually pretty good about blocking, like, all the time whenever they can. And so if you got a gun, they just deflect 3/4 of the time. So if they're deflecting, you got a gun, there's no point even. And, you know, charging up an attack to miss is super lame.
You don't stand a chance against the power of the Force.
Like, that sounds really close to Hayden Christensen. Like, that could really be him. Like, look. Like, right like that. That Emperor guy, he was just spamming block. I couldn't do anything about it. And then Anakin came up behind me and just murders me. And the thing is, between these characters with all the same attacks and just one lightsaber, they all play the same. So yeah, as much as I thought
I will take them myself. Cover me.
I mean, I heard that this particular game mode had like kind of a competitive scene for it, and I believe it. You know, they would have regulated who's legit, because I feel like General Grievous would have just been overpowered because he's stupid fast. And he just twirls his lightsabers around, and he just, you know, plows anything in his general vicinity. Like, even if I lightsaber throw and he's blocking, it's still, he just blocks. It takes a little bit of damage. And I was blocking, and he still killed me. You know, I'm like waiting for his stamina to go down so I can get an attack in, but he still just killed me pretty easily. This tea is starting to get to my face muscles now. I can feel it. My you know, you get the smiles. You know, your face starts to hurt like you've been smiling for a long time. Can I capture? Actually, no, I can't. See, that's actually cool. You can actually have squad commands. Now this guy's following me, which is pretty great, which is actually really necessary actually to play any game type, because you really do need backup if you want to be super effective. But see, I smoked them both, right? Like, this game's actually pretty fun. You know, I get the lightsaber throw on the comeback, but the Palpatine and the Count Dooku just spamming their lightning is pretty crazy. Like, you can't not take damage from it. And then you get Jango Fett and Boba Fett thrown. Like, you play as both Jango and Boba. They're different characters on the select screen. It's crazy. They're exactly the same. Actually, they might have different equipment, but like from a conceptual position, they're like exactly the same. And it's just weird. Like, honestly, Jango and Boba Fett should just be like the difference in between skins, because they should play exactly the same. See, look, I pick a guy with a blaster and I'm basically fucked. Take about a sliver of health, just because you think if Chewbacca jumped off something really tall, he'd actually be damaged? You think he would hurt?
Don't make me run after you.
I'm out of drink now. I was just getting to a little bit of a buzz. Now I'm out of my drink. And it's kind of late, and I don't want to drink another one. But I could, but I really shouldn't. But this is all I wanted. I wanted just the tiniest hint of, you know, I just wanted that charisma factor going. The charisma boost you get off of, you know, one beer. I have you now. You sound like some guy who's not Darth Vader just said that. Like, imagine if like some guy you knew tried to do a Darth Vader impression and he says, "I have you now." That's what it sounded like. It didn't sound like Darth Vader. It sounded like your deep voiced friend trying to do Darth Vader impression.
This is the enemy?
Like, this is the enemy? Like, also some of these quotes don't even make sense. This is the enemy? Like, is that a quote? That's not an actual movie quote. Like, she's never said that before. You really had to do that, didn't you? And you can't repair these droids. There's no repair unit. There's no one with the equipment to do it. So you destroy these droids and they're gone for the whole match. You can't heal, you can't regain ammo if you're a person with ammo. I don't think the heroes have ammo. They have cooldowns. I think it's kills, so yeah, the number that goes up higher first wins.
Lay down your weapons or face the consequences.
I don't think Darth Vader ever said that. Maybe he did. It sounds like it's something he would actually say.
Follow me.
Like, I don't even care if I hurt my own people.
You
If I can get a lightsaber throw on like 3 or more enemies at once, I'm gonna go for it.
Give the hero some room, man.
Who said that? Was that Chewbacca? Where are you? What?
Are you sure you need a Jedi of my caliber for this battle?
Dude, 2 Chewbaccas is actually a good way to go. We can both power each other up. We can cover each other's backs. We can shoot the shit out of anybody. I'm effectively 2 players now, right now. Like,
This will be the easiest credits I've earned in months.
your screams are music to my audio receptors. Like, that is something George Lucas definitely wrote. I don't know if it made it into the movie, but he definitely wrote that in the script at one point. And somebody was like, George, I know, but we can't. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Look at, I'm out of ammo. And there's nowhere to regain the ammo because I was a dumbass and I destroyed the bot myself. Why are you running? You run out of ammo, you become useless. You know how stupid that is. So stupid. You can't repair the droids. This is a good song. Fight me.
There's more machines than men.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
I don't think she said it that way. For a stormtrooper, like I am, like was Princess Leia from the Valley. She's the Valley girl now. I mean, there's no such thing as bad explosives, but the amount of time there is on this explosion is pretty excruciating. Excruciating. I can talk. But the coolest thing about the heroes is that they can just jump, dude. Like, like more than you ever see in any movie. If you saw Rey do this, if there was like 100-foot gap, and then Rey was running, and she's just like, oh, I've never done this before. Run, and she just first jump, and she jumps again, and then she like makes it. You'd be like, oh, fucking Mary Sue, god damn it, son of a bitch. What the fuck? She does everything perfect the first time she tries. And it's like, I don't know, man, they could do that all the way back in Battlefront 2. Oh, we're back on Kashyyyk already? Oh, for Hunt. That's right, Hunt. Yep. This game mode, I have zero comprehension of how it actually works. Oh god. You can play as the Wookiees or the CIS. You're fighting against the... Oh, that's right. I should have did the Hoth mission then, because you'd play as like Empire versus the Wampas. It would have been great. That's a great mission. I should have done that instead. Yeah, this mission's pretty standard, and it's just you versus the Wookiees, and the Wookiees shoot back like normal enemies. Oh, that's right. You got a time limit. That's why this mission... Oh, that's exactly right. It's also you can only be Magna Guards. What the fuck? But that's why I dislike this mission so much, because you have to do it before time runs out. You have to get 50 kills for the whole team. First of all, the Magna Guards suck. Well, we're already halfway there, and we've only been doing this for a minute, so we're probably going to win. He's dead. I actually got a kill from back here. I'm already 40 out of 50 kills here. I should do this with the Wampas because I know it's different than this. This is just dudes shooting each other. And you have to play as the grenade launcher class. And the aiming in this game is just not good enough to really warrant having, like, kind of more or less shooting really slow lasers as your weapon. Yeah. Okay. But for the Hoth mission, I just want to see how it's different, because I know you fight the Wampas. And I know that's crazy, because the Wampas just come up at you and just, you know, Sasquatch your arms off and shit like that. It's fucking crazy. I want to do Hunt on Hoth, and that's going to be it. Something else goofy to do, and then I'm going to call this a wrap. It's getting relatively late, depending on what you consider late. Though I think this game is thoroughly enjoyable when you play the campaign, because you get that little narrative a bit. You know, you learn a little bit about the 501st and their escapades throughout the decades of Star Wars. And it's actually a pretty unique storyline that I actually like a lot from Star Wars. And I don't know if it's canon anymore. I'm pretty sure it's not. And I kind of wish it was, because it was an interesting storyline of following this set of soldiers through the prequels and in the original trilogy. You get to see everything from the clones' point of view. You know, you see the good and the bad. You kind of see the Empire from being like on your team for once. But we're gonna do Hoth, Hunt, launch it, get it done with. Try it once. I want to see it. This is probably the least thing I've done the least amount of times in this whole game, so I'd like to just chuck it out real quick. Oh, that's right. I remembered this. This is insane. Look how fast these guys are. And there's some, like, one Wampa was scary enough. Can you look at this? We're just like an army of Wampas just coming after you. They're flanking us. One hit kills. Oh, yeah, that's right. Square-headed diesel killing machines. Fast twitch muscle fibers in angst, and finally feel special after years of neglect. God, I don't think we lost a guy yet, and we're murdering them. Wampa versus Wookiee, dude, that would be enough. Dude, if I was writing these movies, if I was J.J. Abrams, I would totally just like write that into the script. Who cares? Do what I want. That's what he said. He says that, right? Isn't that what he said? Like, I'm gonna make the movie how I want. I'm just gonna make the movie I want. Dude, I'm just smoking these guys. I have a lot of health. Do I only get to live once? Because I am super powerful. No, I started here. Follow me. Dude, I am gonna be unstoppable. If I can get a few guys following me around, I will never die. This is pretty insane. This is why I love that, like, you need to give developers as much time as they want developing whatever, because they add shit like this. Me and my buddy were talking about this the other day. He was playing GoldenEye, and there's just like the amount of crazy stuff that's actually in that game is just ridiculous, and it's only because the developers got an extra like year or so to develop just to make the game. So instead of just making like the turd shooter they're gonna make, they made the entirety of the game of GoldenEye, plus all the crazy, you know, extra guns and cheats and multiplayer stuff, all that stuff that really influences and polishes the game out and pads it out and makes it actually like kind of a masterpiece. And stuff like this, like you give the developers some extra time and they just come up with a weird shit like this. And that's why this is one of my favorite games, because there's a level of polish. As much as I can kind of see like, oh, this is a 15-year-old game of a bunch of dudes running around shooting each other. Like, you get some weird shit like this. And you're wondering, wow, I'm really happy that they took the extra time just to throw this in the game. Like, somebody had like, hey, we're going to make a Wampa unit you can actually play. You're going to make the Wampa. And someone's like, oh, I got to make one more like character design and implement them into the game. And then someone had to be like, okay, we're going to have to, you know, take all the stats and the hits and the hit boxes and the power and, you know, how much damage they do and the running animation, all this stuff, and add that all in. and then make a game type around it, which is pretty simple. Like this game, I can kind of see how it's a really simple game type. You know, you have spawning locations, and you're pretty much just counting kills. But like the extra time that it took to make this game mode and the other game mode that goes along with it is just like a whole, you know, like you need spare time to do that kind of shit. And I feel like developers just don't have that time anymore. They don't get to make weird balls to wall crazy shit anymore. And whenever you do see something that's like extra tacked on, it usually feels just not that great. Like Modern Warfare 2 had the Spec Ops missions, that was awesome. But I played that game Far Cry 3 had some multiplayer stuff. It's like that was someone's job to make the multiplayer for Far Cry 3. But like someone else had to make co-op missions, and like that seemed like stuff that someone in a suit wanted to make the game have some extra multiplayer capability, and like it didn't work out right. But something like this is just something fun and goofy that some guy was able to have some extra time with because he had an extra 6 months or so just to polish the game out and add some extra features in it before the deadline. You have games with really high polish, like Red Dead 2. Like that game has polish to like the highest degree I've ever seen ever, and it really does well. Of course, I feel like the main campaign is a little bit linear. Giving games just as much time as they need, it just seems to be super important, because you end up getting just weird gems like this, where just the craziest shit can happen just because you gave a guy a couple extra weeks to polish something out. As far as me playing this game tonight, I'm probably going to call this it. Because I got, it's a good amount of footage to go over. About an hour and 15 minutes. And I got some audio I got to cut and put together. But this has been a good time. So, hey, see you guys later. This has been Star Wars Battlefront 2. One of my favorite games of all time. I played this game probably way too much as a kid. And I could totally see myself just sitting down here and playing just a little bit more of it every once in a while. It's a good, relaxing game I can sit here and just play. And I can go back to it, and it really does bring back a lot of good memories. And I'm trying to have this series, my favorite games of all time, be 50% nostalgia, and what I think as an adult is actually a good video game. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna make maybe some more of these. Yeah, have a good night. See you guys later.